It's the worst I've ever seen. The worst thing I've ever seen. I have lived in this house since 1986, and the water has never come to us.
Texas without electricity, floods in Vermont, tornadoes in New York, abnormal heat in Europe. Our planet is now experiencing the hottest year in history. New records have been broken for greenhouse gas levels, surface temperature, warmth, sea level rise, Antarctic sea ice cover and glacier retreat. As a result, the entire planet suffers from climate disasters on a daily basis. At least 2 people died in a disaster in northeast Vermont in the United States. Hurricane Beryl hit the United States this week. Heavy rains caused flooding. The rise of water has risen to dangerous levels. The water was so strong that it collapsed a concrete bridge, which demolished residential buildings in its path. One of the families barely escaped as they were pulled out of the window just moments before their house was swept downstream. At least 100 people had to be rescued from rough water. The elements have already claimed the lives of at least 2 people.
A storm and rain immediately hit us. The storm began immediately after the rain. This house fell on people. 15 people lived here. 7 of them died.
Due to heavy rains in eastern Afghanistan, more than 40 people have already died, and about 350 more were injured. The storm destroyed about 400 houses, also bringing down more than 60 power poles. In many areas, electricity is cut off. According to the UN, similar rain in May killed more than 300 people and destroyed thousands of homes, mainly in the northern province of Baghlan. The northern province of Gyeonggi in South Korea was also affected by heavy rain, including the mountainous city of Poyu and parts of Seoul. The river flooded nearby farms and caused enormous damage to crops. Due to a heavy downpour, all public transport also stopped. And while some countries are experiencing heavy rains, others are suffering from abnormal heat. Croatia has reported the highest temperature of the Adriatic Sea on record. The thermometer reached almost 30 degrees. Thousands of tourists are looking for any shade to hide from the scorching Sunday. The heat wave in the Balkans has been going on for the 2nd week. Temperatures are expected to reach 42 degrees in the near future. Animals also suffer from the heat. Tons of ice are already being brought to the Prague Zoo in the Czech Republic to help animals survive such an abnormally high temperature. Penguins, polar bears and other animals accustomed to cooler climates are especially affected. Zoo staff announced that ice would be distributed throughout the summer.
It feels like we're in the oven and a hairdryer is pointed at us.
Italy's health ministry has declared a severe heat wave for 12 cities as a wave of hot air from Africa has begun to burn southern Europe. Temperatures have already risen by more than 40 degrees Celsius, and the worst is yet to come. Municipal authorities in several southern European and Balkan cities are urging people to stay at home and avoid outdoor exercise. Bucharest street thermometers in Romania already show 44 degrees. Passengers have difficulty moving around in buses and trams that are not equipped with air conditioning. The asphalt literally just melts under your feet.
The hardest part is when you're in open places where there are no shadows, and you can really feel the heat of the asphalt when it hits you right in the face.
Чувствуете жар асфальта, когда он бьет вам прямо в лицо.
Meanwhile, the Greek Ministry of Culture has ordered to limit the admission of tourists to the Acropolis tourist site from noon to 17:00 due to the extreme heat. People are warned to avoid exposure to the sun during the hottest hours of the day and to drink water frequently.
I just got here, only 10 minutes, but I'm already hot, very hot.
Очень жарко.
We stood in the sun for about 10 minutes, and even after those 10 minutes, I feel hot.
Last month, a heatwave in Greece killed at least 6 tourists, including British TV presenter Michael Mosley. According to experts, over the next 7 days, the maximum temperature may exceed 44 degrees, which is 10 to 12 higher than the average temperature in the period 1991 to 2020.